Yeah, this is Bang Bang Rahil. Please press the like button and subscribe. Yeah, about Albany, about 1973, 74. Went to Albany, got on A wing, moved around, went to C wing, and I met, went to the gym, and I met this guy called Tom, or what I knew was Tom Lashly, but his name was David Lashly. And I asked if I could train with him. I was mucking about with 100 kilos, just pumping out with 10 reps on the Olympic bar, yeah. But they used to work with a training bar, the smaller bar with the pound weights, yeah. And anyway, so I'm watching, and he's doing phenomenal weights, mate. He's just lifting phenomenal weights, crazy weights. I mean, stacking the weights on so much and get a little thing at the end, clicking it. I mean, unbelievable. So I asked him if I could work out with him. They said, yeah, mate, come tomorrow, mate, and we'll have a workout, yeah? All right, blood, yeah, okay, man, well, no, all right, go. Anyway, so I started training with him, and he said to me, look, what are you working on? I said, look, just give me a job in the kitchen. He said, look, if you're in the kitchen, see if you can get me some yeast, yeah? I said, what's that doing? I said, it's for the baker's doing it on the bread. He said, yeah, see if you can get that. And he said, get this little bit for yourself. He said, put it in water and swallow it, or put it in your mouth, swivel it around your mouth and swallow it, yeah, with a bit of water. He said, it's fantastic, it'll thin your blood out and make you massive. You're pumping good weight, so it'll make you huge, yeah? Because I had really bad pains in my deltoids, real bad pain when I was lifting heavy weights, yeah? And he'd really put you through it, and he wouldn't just let you do 5 reps. He'd be with you, take it down, push it up. He'd make you do 10 reps, you know what I mean? And crikey, you're doing 10 reps with like 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pound weights, you know. This sort of things he's doing, yeah. And you got to help him with it and all that. And anyway, and so I really got on well with Tom. He thinned my blood out. I was pumping weight, getting massive. And all of a sudden one day, someone come up to me. He had a big scar down his face, about I don't know, ½ inch wide, from his ear to his corner of his mouth, wide, and it hadn't been stitched up because there's no stitch marks in it at all. And the guy said to me, listen, you know who that is, don't you? I said, no, mate. He said, that's David Lashly. I said, no, it's Tom Lashly. He said, no, his name's David Lashly, and he's the bad rapist from Shepherd's Bush. He's a fucking bad serial rapist, yeah? And, he's in trouble, mate. He's never going to get out of prison. I went, muck about, don't say that now. And I'm starting to train, work out with this geezer, you know what I mean? Anyway, so, listen, I'm a big lump, I can never fight, so I've got to put it on him, yeah? So I wait until I get to the gym. I went, have a talk to you, please. I said, what's your name? He said, Tom Lashly. I said, no, it's not, it's David Lashly. He went, listen. He said, I don't know trouble. He said, listen. He said, look, see that scar on my face? He said, 3 guys set about me in Albany. They done with a can. What was it? I think it was a pineapple tin, all ragged, and cut him down the face. And it was in a right bad way. He didn't get no stitches, didn't let it go, but the screws was cold, and he just let it lie. Didn't want to get no involved. They didn't stitch it up, just stitch it together. He didn't want stitches. Anyway, his face was in a bad way. His face was right out here. And they asked him who done it. He wouldn't never grass the people up. I never said, he said, I don't know. He knew who it was. Never grass the guys up. But he bashed one at a time, yeah. He put them, every 3 of them in hospital, smashed them to pieces. And he told me this, you know what I mean? He said, look, mate, he said, one thing I'm not, mate, is a grass. He said, the second thing I'm not is a fucking rapist. He said, I ain't a rapist. He said, they're fitting me up with this. He went, let me tell you something. He said, look, they reckon that I penetrated her and all this, that and the other. Let me tell you something, right? I'm really well endowed, yeah? And there's no way in a million years I could do what they say that I'd done, yeah? It's impossible, you know? It'd split the woman into pieces. It'd take my wife 3 hours to get herself together to take me, yeah? And it was true. I mean, his thing down at the bottom was 13 3/4 inches circumference, round, yeah, round. and it was about 12, 13 inches long. I mean, that was like a I don't know, it was like a leg, a baby's leg, or a baby. I'm telling you, it was massive, yeah. And I believe, do you know, like, I have to believe it to try to fit him up, this, that, and the other. Anyway, I decided to keep working out of him and to keep training with him. Like, no one said nothing to me. No one booed me or grasped me up or said this, that, and the other. You ate all that shit, and nothing. It was just let loose, you know. And there were some proper people in there in 1974. I mean, proper faces that come from North London. My mate Pat Adams was there in it, and he never said nothing. I was working out with this guy. There's a few people I was working out with there. Anyway, and the Bowie brothers, they used to get on the gym, work out on the gym. Peter Kelly used to also work on the stage with Tom Lashly, and there's some good people in there. So I thought, right, it's a load of crap. Anyway, when I eventually got out of prison, there's a girl I know, right, and she's a really beautiful woman, and she's friends of Tom Lashly's wife, and I asked her if she could take me down and see her, you know, and took me down to Tom Lashly. She's Tom Lashly's wife is her cousin, right, and she took me down there, and she denied it. They fitted him up, they fitted Tom up, he wasn't Tom. And I talked to the wife. She said, listen, the day that they said that he'd done what he'd done, yeah, he was with me. I went to court and even told him that he was with me, you know. And I'm not lying, I'm telling the truth. My David would not rape that old woman. He's not into that. He hasn't got to be into that, you know what I mean? He doesn't do that. He's got me. And listen, you know what David's got downstairs. It takes a long, long time for he can even make love to me, penetrate me. So it's not David. In no way was it David that done it. They've got the wrong person. But when he came out of prison, after doing that, I believe that he got done for something else similar to that, and it wasn't him. I mean, it seems a bit strange that they keep fitting this guy up, yeah. But he died. He died in prison. This is what I was told. I don't know how true it is. He might have died when he came out, but he's supposed to have. There was a big thing in Shepherd's Bush where an air stewardess got picked up from a bus stop, put in a car, and took away, and they found her dead. Or never found her body, but Dave Lashly got the blame for that, and he got put away for that too. Yeah, but you know, I mean, I was in Albany. I worked out with him for a long, long time. It makes you. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you how it is, you know. And I mean, Tom. Any trouble in there I ever had with anybody, Tom was behind me. Tom was behind my back, and I've had it as I say, the row with the guy. I went on 1074, this, that, and the other. But you know, Tom was behind me. He was behind me 100%. Anything I would go wrong, he was behind me. Yeah, I knew that. I knew Peter Kelly was as well. But anyway, it was like, it was hard to believe that it went on. And then one time, we all got shipped out of Wandsworth for something, shipped out of Albany for something, for another something else. This is late. Anyway, went to Albany, went to Wandsworth, and I'm on the fours, leaning over, and who come by? Tom Lashly, David Lashly. But David Lashly is in GH and K wing. GH and K wing is the paedophile nonsense wing, right? And I'm shouting, what are you doing? What's happening? Do you know what I mean? He went, oh, they put me down here for my own protection. I went, you don't need protection. I mean, look at the size of you, mate. Come on. He went, no, there's a few people putting things about and this, that, and that. And I thought, this is crazy, you know what I mean? It's got about out of hand. I trained with that geezer for years, yeah? And now it's getting to the stage that I believe it, you know, but I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like, I went, okay. And then a couple of screws from Wandsworth come up to my cell and started saying to me, fucking hell, mate, what you been on, steroids? I went, no, mate. He said, you're huge. He said, you're one of the biggest geezers we've ever seen in this place, yeah? He said, David Lashly, who you're talking to, he's massive, yeah? He said, you can't believe how big you are. He said, your arms are massive. My arms went to about 23 inches, man, ginormous, yeah? Chest was massive. My delts was pumped right out here, yeah? And they started talking to me. They said, look, we see you shouting to that David Lashly down there, but let me tell you something, yeah? He is a bad sex offender, yeah? We read all the paperwork and everything. He is a bad sex offender. And this, that, and the other. And I tried to talk to them, explain to them what I knew about him and everything, yeah? And they said, listen, mate, let me tell you something. Do yourself a favour, keep well away from him, yeah? Because you're going to get yourself involved, get yourself put down as the same sort of person as him. Keep well away from him, yeah? But, I mean, I'm telling you the truth. I don't mean I'm embarrassed about it. I am, like, now, as such, because you get to know, is it true, is it not true? But he died in prison. His wife, I mean, I took notice of his wife. His wife said that he was not guilty. She's, as I say, she went to court for him, and she stood up and said that it wasn't him. And, you know, what else can you want? I mean, what else can you say? I mean, if your wife thought it was you, mate, she'd point it at you, especially raping a woman and all that game, you know what I mean? But anyway, it happened, and I mean, you got big men, big men, you know, like big people, like Peter Kelly, Pat, and all that, like, you know, saying to me, do sort of favour, keep well away from him now, mate, and this, that, and the other. I mean, you know, you got big people in there, you know what I mean, that really respected me, who I was. I mean, I was an handful. I would say I was one of the best people that ever around. I could never fight. I wasn't afraid of anybody in any prison. I just wasn't. I would fight anybody. I mean, come on, you're young, you're big, you're powerful. You want to fight? You don't mind fighting. I didn't mind fighting. You know, I heard lots of people, lots of names, this, that, and the other, but it didn't mean nothing to me. It didn't mean nothing to me. Double cat A's, A cat. Let me tell you something. People get confused, yeah? People get confused with people talking about A cats, double A cats, triple A cat, or whatever it is, yeah? I've never heard of triple A cat. Someone said about I've never heard of that, but I've heard of double A cats and A cats, yeah? But let me tell you about these A cats. They are different to anybody else. The only thing they're different to is people that have got on big bits of work and maybe took big bits of money. You're on about maybe £1 million, £2 million. They become A cats and double A cats. It doesn't mean, and you've got people who are C cats or even D cats that are complete raving nutcases that smash you to pieces. You know, so people go, yeah, he's double A cat. Doesn't make it because he's double A cat. He's a bad man. He can well, most of them on double A cats or A cats are really intelligent people that have done big bits of work. You know, big bits of work, lots of money. You know what I mean? Bank of America's, you know, all them things, gold bullions and all these big things, you know, like, and all that. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the people you think you see as double A cats. You think, fucking hell, double A cat. I mean, my pussycat could be him about double A cat, you know what I mean? But that's how it is. You know, and you see him walking around with a book and all that, and people looking and you think, how's he double A cat? How's he on that? Because you're thinking that there's like these people, double A cats, are like 6 foot fucking 6, 20 stone, massive, like me in a way, like big, you know. And there's me, B cat, you know, but I can have a right fight. So like, you know, like, and you see lots and lots of people in a double A cat, you know, and all that. Look, all the Irish guys were double A cat. They was all double A cat, and they was what you call dangerous people. Blowing up places, yeah, that's double A cat. But as far as having a fight concerned, they were just normal people, but they were explosives made of double A cats and A cats. So when people say, yeah, double A cat, they're very dangerous people. Yeah, they are dangerous people. You know, most of them kind of well, but they're very, very intelligent, yeah. And as I say, they blow up pubs and fucking things like that, and they make some double A cat. A lot of people get the wrong thing about it. A lot of people, yeah, but he was double A cat. So what? So what? It's what. Listen, double A cat is what the Home Office make you. A cat is what the Home Office make you. They make you that. If they don't like you, mate, they'll put you down as that. But believe me, let me tell you something. A cat, double A cat, they get looked after better than anybody else. B cats, C cats, they get looked after better. They get to the visits first. They get their food first. They get everything they want. They get looked after. When I was in Brixton, and I was in a double A cat, I was up for some silly attempted murder charge. They tried to fit me up, but I got away with it. They put me in this double A cat place, A cat, double A cat. You know, Jimmy Wilkinson. You had there was Brian Turner, Frankie Fellas, Sam McCarthy. There was, I think, Bertie Smalls. There was a lot of people in there, like big double A cats and this. Mind you, I've got to say it, there's a lot of people in there who can have a right fight, you know what I mean? Sam McCarthy can have a right fight. Jimmy Wilkinson can have a right fight. Bertie Smalls, he can have a right fight. Don't worry about that. People really ain't gone back to Bertie Smalls for all the grass he'd done, because he can have a right fight, mate. He can handle this. He's a dangerous man. And that's why I see Bertie Smalls, Jimmy Wilkinson, all that little Dave Delaney, everybody. When I was in Harrow, in Mickey Green's club, I used to go down there quite a lot, and like normal people, mate. Normal nice people. Yeah, we can have a fight, but normal nice people. I used to go to any club, walk in there, and it didn't bother me, mate. I used to go to the best clubs ever. And I loved clubbing when I was at bet. In I think it's the 90s. In the 90s, I used to go to every club. I used to look after maybe 5, 6, 7 people. Yeah, I was a bodyguard for about 5, 6, 7 people. All my pals. Proper gangsters, mate. Proper gangsters, but nearly me to look after them, And if they got nicked, when they did get nicked, they become double A cats. That's what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Listen, let me tell you something, right? Prison's a funny place, and there's loads of people in there that shouldn't be on double A cat or A cat. They should be in B cat or C cat. But A cats is what I told you, almost makes them. But in a way, they get looked after better on an A cat than they would do if there was a C or B cat, yeah? A cat don't get in a cell with 2 or 3 of them. They get single cells, yeah? B cat get 2 up, 3 up. C cat get 2 up, 3 up. So really, A cats are better off, yeah? We know perhaps they get all their stuff took out of the cell at night times or whatever, but they get looked after. In the morning, they're done first, they get their water. In the morning, they're done first, get their breakfasts. They get everything first, yeah? So to be an A cat really is quite the thing, yeah? You know what I mean? Anyway, this is Bang Bang Rail. Please press the like button and subscribe, and thank you very much, yeah? And have a nice afternoon, yeah? Bye-bye.